Welcome to the Computer Knowledge Enthusiast podcast. Your deep dive into the captivating world of quantum physics is happening today and its impact on technology and everyday life. I am your host, Daniel Foreman, ready to guide you through an enthralling exploration of the quantum realm. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a journey into the subatomic universe. To start, we must go back, way back, to the turn of the 20th century. Classical physics at this point had been a reigning force, explaining various phenomena with elegant mathematical formula. But there are certain mysteries it couldn't solve, and here's where Max Planck steps into the spotlight. Planck was tracking a problem called the ultraviolet catastrophe, a paradox that came from the classical theories of light and energy. In the 1900s, Planck proposed a radical idea. Energy was quantized, meaning that it came in discrete packets or quanta. He suggested that light too is made of these packets, later known as photons. The idea led to a seismic shift in the understanding of our universe and laid the foundation for quantum mechanics, the field that would overturn much of classical physics' certainties. Now, let's fast forward a bit to when Planck's work crossed paths with a certain patent clerk. That's right, we're talking about Albert Einstein. He took Planck's work and ran with it, publishing a paper on photoelectric effect in 1905, which later earned him a Nobel Prize. His work reinforced the concept that light came in packets of energy, the quanta. This brings us to black body radiation. Planck was trying to figure out how objects glow when they are heated, from red warmth to white-hot blaze, another puzzle that classical physics couldn't quite piece together. When an object heats up, it absorbs energy, making atoms vibrate, which in turn emit light. The light's colour depends on the temperature of the object, and the temperature increases, we see the object glow red, then orange, yellow, and finally white at its hottest. This black body radiation phenomena and its link to energy being quantized helps solidify quantum theory in place in the scientific world. It also sparked a flood of further discoveries about the strange world of the very, very tiny. Now, you may be asking, how does all of this tie into electronics? Well, almost everything about modern electronics has been influenced by quantum mechanics. Consider the semiconductor, the essential component of all our electronic devices. It's the magic behind everything from your smartphone to supercomputers. The behavior of semiconductors is ruled by quantum mechanics. Without understanding quantum physics, we couldn't have developed the transistor, the building block of all digital devices. So now that we've seen how quantum mechanics has revolutionized electronics, now we're going to stand on the brink of another quantum leap. Literally. Enter the realm of quantum computing. Classical computers use bits, which can either be 0 or 1. Every app you use, every photo you take, every song you stream is ultimately broken down into these binary bits. But quantum computers don't use bits. They use quantum bits or qubits. A qubit, thanks to the oddities of quantum mechanics, can exist in a state of superposition. This means it can be in a state of 0, 1 or both at the same time. Think of a globe. A classical bit could only be the North or South Pole. A qubit can exist at any point around the globe. This gives quantum computers the power to process a massive number of possibilities simultaneously. And if that wasn't enough, we've got another quantum phenomenon called entanglement. When qubits become entangled, the state of one immediately influences the other, no matter how far apart they are. This allows a level of synchronization and communication speed that's just not possible with classical computers. Let's put this into perspective. If you had a quantum computer with 100 perfectly functioning qubits, it could perform more calculations in an instant than there are atoms in the visible universe. That's the power of quantum computing. But we're not there yet. Building a fully functional quantum computer is still a significant challenge. We're dealing with quantum phenomena that are inherently delicate. Quantum states are easily disturbed by their environment, leading to errors, which is a huge hurdle which we need to overcome. However, fear not, progress is being made every day. Quantum computers already exist, and right now they're more like quantum prototypes. Companies like Google, IBM and Microsoft are making impressive strides, as are researchers in academic institutions worldwide. So what does a quantum future hold for us? Well, the potential is staggering. Quantum computers could revolutionize the pharmaceutical industry. It could optimize complex systems, break modern encryption techniques, advance artificial intelligence, and so much more. It's not just a new tool, it's a new toolbox. It's like the early days of classical computing, when figuring out the first practical applications, the initial steps towards the future, was hard to comprehend from where we stand today. Of course, quantum computing isn't going to replace classical computing, rather they'll work side by side, each best suited for different tasks. It's going to be a quantum classical hybrid future. Quantum mechanics, from its initial sparks of the mind of Max Planck, has led us on a century-long journey of discovery, one that has resulted in the technology we use daily and the technology we're going to use in the future. It's an exhilarating ride, and a ride that is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. We're living in a time of quantum discovery, a time where we're pushing the boundaries of what we know and understand. It's a fantastic time to be alive and curious, and I recommend grabbing a book on quantum physics and at least learning the basics. So that's it for our episode today, folks. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the quantum realm. In our next episode, we'll take a deeper look at some of the concepts we've explained today. I especially want to explore black body radiation, as it hasn't been very well explained here. But keep tuned, and I hope you keep curious and interested. And as always, please subscribe and follow this podcast and leave some comments so I know you're all listening. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions or point out if anything I've said is wrong. I'm only human, I'm not perfect, and I'm always open to constructive criticism. Thank you for listening.